So greetings, it is day 3 of elite competition, the 4th day in all of these 2023 World Powerlifting Championships from Dubai. It's the Hilton Al Habtoor City. Morning action, the second heaviest of the weight divisions, the men's up to 107 kilo final, which we'll have for you across the next 3 hours plus. Women's action in the afternoon, up to 86 kilos, the second heaviest women's competition. Wrapping up today will be the ultimate heaviest men's event, the over 107 kilo. The really big lifters are on today. So the men's 107 competition. Those of you watching live on YouTube, by the way, first 2 groups will be broadcast to you first, then you'll have to refresh, go onto a separate live feed for the A final, but that'll be in a couple of hours time, and we'll flag that up for you when it comes along. So in terms of this 107 kilo final, up to 107, we've got 24 going in that. All the introductions will be forthcoming, but here is our schedule today as we approach 9:30 in the morning Dubai time, approaching the men's up to 107 kilo final. Then into the afternoon, the women's up to 86 kilo decider. And then, having had the heaviest women's weight discipline last night, it's the men's that comes this evening. These are the 8 who are going to come first in Group C of this up to 107 final, starting with New Philo of New Zealand. He's back again, a one-man band. And I know quite a lot of you have tuned in especially to see him run through the various record holders, including Ali Akbar, Garab Shahi, and that famous world record set in Dubai at the World Cup at the end of last year, which is also the Asian record. He goes in Group A, so does Sonampilji Engbaya, so does Anton Krukov, Salman Razi as well. So it's going to be quite a final again, you would imagine. African record has been held a long time by Mohammed Ahmed. So very good morning from Will Downing, greetings from Dubai, and a very good morning joining us all this week, the long-standing United States coach, but with us this week it is Mary Hodge.
Good morning, everybody. Glad to be here. Great to see you again, Will, and ready for an exciting day. Let's go.
So 3 groups in this and 8 in each. And this has been a different venue, a nice venue. And right in the heart of Dubai this time, but the Centre for People of Determination way off in the east of the city. Just a few licks of paint going up in there at the moment. And all of the main events will continue to be held there, but there's a different city centre venue for Dubai this time around.
Attention coaches, no more changes to the first attempt. The athletes competing in the 107 kilogram category, Group C.
And lots of World Cups on next year, and actually even later on this year we've got the Cairo World Cup to start off the opening weekend in November, the World Ability Sport Games, which is also the Nakhon Ratchasima World Cup in Thailand. We start in December, and then loads more happening next year, including the Bazaar World Cup back in Dubai in March. New Philo for New Zealand. He'll be kicking off the competition on 145. And from Morocco, Yassine El Ankouri will be starting at 150. Next up for Bulgaria will be Georgi Kiryakov, back competing in Dubai again at the World Championships.
The athlete representing Jordan.
For Gambia, Modu Gamo.
The athlete representing United Arab Emirates, Khaled.
Next up for Jordan, Ali Shubash, going for 160.
The athlete representing Japan, Kushito Sato.
The United Arab Emirates, it's Khaled Al-Hamadi.
The athlete representing South Korea, Seung-gu Lee.
With Japan, Kazuhito Sato. And wrapping up, Group C for Korea will be Lee
Ladies and gentlemen, your athletes for the men's 107 kilogram category, Group C.
So those are the 8 in Group C. And you'll know by now that
Let's take a look and find out the technical officials for this session.
a whole load of changes per final, including the referee draw. First time this has been done at a World Championships, and this is for this group only. It's a different set of referees per group. And the athletes are only introduced on a group-by-group basis now. So we'll see the Group B athletes in an hour, the Group A athletes in 2 hours. These are the referees for Group C of this men's up to 107 kilo final.
Your referees for this session are...
So our centre referee, chief referee from Jordan,
Azam
Al-Zubi.
Left side referee from Greece,
Left side referee from Greece, Nikolaos Kazanskis.
Right side referee,
Right side referee for Korea is Kim Young Jung.
Technical controller, Shida Maksha from Malaysia.
Technical delegate for the men's competition is Zita Gyurko from Hungary.
So going on in the back right now, the athletes are taking their last and final warm-ups, 80 to 90%. Some will go up to 100%. Their opener, most 80 to 90. They'll stay warm, towels, hoods on, and then they'll hydrate a little and they'll be ready to roll in less than 2 minutes. Let's go.
And they're all busy with it right now. At least they will be. There's 3 areas here, and there is backstage where they've been around, but there's another additional extra area behind. So it's been split up into 3. We're in really tremendous, extravagant ballroom where we are. As the build-up continues to this men's up to 107 kilo final. And even in the World Cup events, this has become a tremendously competitive section. So much so that we've been seeing, particularly at the biggest of the World Cups in Dubai, the world record being smashed quite regularly in this. And don't be too surprised if they go very close to it again today. The next Fazar World Cup in Dubai, by the way, begins the 28th of February. And there's a bonus day. We'll have it 29th of February next year as well. There'll also be World Cups in Sharm el-Sheikh in Egypt, Pattaya in Thailand, Tbilisi in Georgia again. Mexico will have one in May. Manchester World Cup in June. There are 8 World Cup events coming up between the end of the Asian Para Games at the end of October and the Paralympic Games. In Paris, the powerlifting will begin there on the 28th of August next year. You'll be able to watch that as well. We understand you should be able to watch as well from the Pan Ams.
Yeah. I only got one question. So is that all you got? You go big or stronger. You push harder. Is that all you got? You climb higher, faster. So is that all you got? You put your best and the rest in. No question. Is that all you got? So you a victor. I only got one question. So is that all you got? Yeah, look at you now. So is that all you got? Take a look at you now. So is that all you got? Look at you now. Is that all you got? Yeah, I only got one question. So is that all you got?
Begins in 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Are you ready for some powerlifting?
So it's the up to 107 kilo final, and this is Group C.
The bar is now loaded for their first attempt representing New Zealand, New Philo.
So now let's welcome in from New Zealand, New Philo, and he really is a one-man band. He's based in London. He's been with the New Zealand High Commission since early 2020. That was good timing. From Wellington originally, been based in London the past 3 years now. He was at the last World Championships in Belize. He finished 16th in that. He came in through the Invictus Games, which really is a nice entry for so many who've been in the forces, etc. Most recent one comes up in a few weeks' time, actually, in Dusseldorf. Last year, the much postponed one in Rotterdam. I know there's loads watching in the UK and in New Zealand to see how he's going to do. 140. And you know how we always say that the coach is not necessarily always the one who's on stage. His coach, Tasha Williams, is watching from New Zealand. Normally you'd say you couldn't get much further away, but in the case of Dubai, you probably can. We're going to go to the flags anyway on this Friday morning for 140, and it is 2-1 in his favour, and it is a good lift for New Philo. There's no coach with him here, and Tasha Williams has been doing it via video. The former Black Fern, the Rugby Union International. Formerly, we've seen her in the World Athletics Championships, Commonwealth Games, in the hammer. She's been on weightlifting and powerlifting and coaching him here as well.
Straight down, nice hold on the chest, straight up. He got one red. He did ask the referee. Traditionally, you are not supposed to speak to referees, but being that he's by himself, I think he's a little new to it, and I think she was kind enough to give him some advice. Well done, nice opener. Great way to start this flight.
Yeah, New Philo's old coach actually passed away a short time ago, so Tasha Williams helping him out via video.
And what a feat to be here by himself on the world stage. That is just incredible.
For the second time. So just holding on for Morocco is Yassim El Nkouri. So 150 he'll be going for. Bronze medalist in the African Championships. It was a brilliant championship debut for him in Cairo. So 150 is what he's targeting here after that really great result in Cairo. Let's see if he can make this one work well. Reasonable effort. That is a good lift. 3 white lights for Yasin El-Ankuri. So he gets 150. That was 140 for Newfielder, by the way. You'll have seen it visually. And the first 2 lifts of this final have been nice and successful. He's 24 years old, Yasin El-Ankuri.
Well done. Nice and tight on the chest. Holds it nice long time, straight up, locked out, waits for the command. Well done.
So next up for Bulgaria, the last time this man was competing in a championship in Dubai, it was at the Paralympics World Championships 4 years ago, and that back at the Centre for People of Determination. Bronze medalist in the javelin at the Europeans in 2018, which were held in Berlin, javelin and the shot. He's competed in 5th in the European Championships in Tbilisi last year, and he came to Dubai at Christmas time to finish 9th in the World Championships. Had a lifetime best in that of 170. They call him Gosho generally, whoever they are, and Topolovgrad is where he is based. So this for 150, on the way to match what Yasin El-Ankuri has already done. And 150, it's no lift, I'm afraid. It is the stop sequence from all 3, and our left side referee also voting them down in terms of the press sequence. So, Joy with his first attempt, but he kind of seemed to take that somewhat philosophically. So realizing he knew that it had gone astray a bit.
Yeah, I mean, he absolutely could control that weight. He just was too fast on the chest, almost a touch and go. The rules say you have to have a noticeable stop. And so hopefully he can come back, control that weight, perhaps make it a little heavier. Perhaps it was too light. Here he comes, really fast on the chest, and there really was no stop, no pause.
First attempt representing Gambia,
Well, here comes the man they sometimes call the Bison. That's his team. Call him that. 3rd World Championship now for Modogama. 14th 4 years ago in Nur Sultan in Astana. 23rd in the last World Championships in Tbilisi. And it's our old friend Haji Drama with him again. The national team coach. He's been in wheelchair basketball as well. You might well remember he's been a regular in the World Cup circuit the past few years now, which is great news as well. He was Gambia's first ever international para-powerlifter, which meant for a little while he was the only one, so he wanted to compete. He always had to go abroad. Thankfully they've got a few more now. We've already seen 1 or 2 others. He's gone up above 200 in his career, but he's starting here with 150, which is a nice place to start. So ready to go. At 150. We'll see how that final bit of the press went. Nope, afraid not. All 3 against. And actually 2 voted him down in the stop sequence, but then 2 voted him down in the press as well. So he'll give that a bit of work backstage over the next 20 minutes or so.
Yeah, he just had a lot of technical things gone wrong here. On his chest, he doesn't stop long enough. On the way up, he sort of goes up one side, then the other. Here he comes. You see the chest really fast, and then he goes up. The left side starts to ascend before the right. He stops, and then he tries to lock it out evenly. So all things that can be fixed in short order, but need to be fixed for him to get white lights.
And
actually, the Gambian Association have called him the Rhino, but, you know, fights and fits as well, same thing. Kind of. Ali Shibash now for Jordan, going for 160.
And as I mentioned previously, it is now up to the athlete if they want to wear a t-shirt below their singlet. This gentleman has chosen not to, and that's okay, and it's within the rules now that he can not if he will chooses.
So it's his major championship debut. International bow coming across town in the regular stadium. And he finished 10th in the World Cup in December. And he went up to 155 in that, so that's his lifetime best. So he's trying to set a new one straight away at 160 for Jordan, and that is a good lift. Well, he started well. Getting off to 160, his best in competition. And the best so far in this competition.
That looked almost perfect. I mean, great timing on the way down, nice stop, nice timing on the way up, nice wait for the command to rack it. Here he is, stop, straight up, locked out. Really nicely done.
Next up for the United Arab Emirates, it is Khaled Al-Hamadi. So we saw him earlier this year in the Tbilisi World Cup. He finished in 5th place in that. He went up to 175. That's not me. That's the Arabic commentator. If you're watching Dubai TV, that's him. Across the Middle East and North Africa and a few other spots beyond. So if you're watching us in those areas online, you can actually watch it in the comfort of your TV. We're not pushing you away yet. I was bronze. He picked up at the end of last year, 6th in the Asia Oceania Championships, and he's had a World Championship for the 2nd time. So 160 for Khaled Al-Hamadi. This Group C, so chances of wading up among those in Group B. Weight begins. It's 2-1 against, 2-0 against on the press sequence, and then the center referee voted him down on the chest. So all 3 red lights. And we'll tell you what, we've had 6 lifts, 3 good, 3 not so good. It's been one of them mornings.
Straight down, really fast off the chest, and then you see the right side is so much lower than the left on the lockout. Unless you have a classifiable issue where your arms, one arm is shorter than the other, both have to lock out evenly, otherwise it's going to be a no attempt. So the side referees gave him red. Easily rectified. He's a strong fellow. He just has to clean up those technical issues.
We go on. Kazuhito Sato of Japan. It's been a curious morning so far, so what can he do at 173? He's won the Japanese title this year. Two versions of it. Fifth in the Asia Oceania Championships last year in Pyeongtaek.
1 minute remaining.
Ali Akbar Gawabsahi winning that, which was, again, a very, very spectacular competition. So he had a couple of years of being the silver medalist in Japan, but now he is the Japanese champion, and this is how he is. 173, 3 white lights. He goes into the lead by a big margin to Sato. And that is, from his point of view, a very, very welcome thing. Moving on up, and he's in front 173.
And he was supremely confident in that. He didn't even wince that he was going to get it. Really nicely done. Straight down, nice stop on the chest. Straight up and locked out. Great timing. Nicely done.
Well, the good thing is, his results have been improving all the time. And maybe they look as if they will continue to. Now, this is Lee Seung-gu of Korea. He's been back in Dubai 6 months after his last visit, when he finished 10th in the Fazar World Cup, and he's going immediately for 175. So he still had 90 seconds left on the clock, and he's got it. Good lift, 2-1 in his favor. The one against, that was for the chest sequence, but it's irrelevant. And here's our new leader, 175 for Korea, and Lee Seung-gu moves on, does well with it.
He came in and went immediately to work. Straight down, nice and locked on the chest, straight back up. Now, one referee did feel that he was too fast on the chest, but the others gave him whites, and off he goes. Nicely done.
Representing Bulgaria, Georgi Kiryakov.
So, Georgi Kiryakov, who missed off at 150 in the opening round, going for it again here in Group C. And, well, he's got a little bit stuck. Now trying to get away from where he has been extricated.
Taking his time to get strapped in, really get his mental focus. Really, really nice setup.
So going for 150 for the second time, and as a result of that, he's the first to go now in this group, which wasn't the case earlier. 150, which was achieved really swiftly, and it was a good lift. Gets the 3 white lights, does Georgi Kiryakov, and that is exactly what he was trying to do last time. He's managed to do now.
And he did well with that. Still a little fast, but controlled enough, and that's why he got the white lights. Sometimes if you come down in the descent too fast, it's considered not controlled, but the referees judged that he was controlled this time, held it on the chest, pushed it straight back up, locked it out, and he gets the 3 whites. Well done. Nice job. Really strong fella.
Back to Mudagama then. He missed 150 in the previous round, and he's going for it again. He went a lot later in the opening round. Now looking to get this sorted out. So there were a few problems. Basically, the bar stopped on the way up, and then continued his press.
1 minute remaining.
Interesting that all three that lift their openers are staying at the same attempt for their second attempt. Sometimes the athlete will go up because it felt too light. This time all three staying at the same attempt.
So Modogamo going for 150. Certainly in terms of the press, it looks a lot tighter this time, and it is. He gets it at 150. Modogamo progressing just like Georgi Kirikov, so that's good news, very, very good news for him. And that sorted out the previous issue. Now he can worry about what he does for his third attempt. Him and Haji Jama both, who's making his way over to see what they do next. His coach, he's having a little glance back at it, you'll see on the screens.
Nicely done, straight down, nice stop, straight up, drive, locked out. No complaints or concerns. Perfect.
That's an old clever one, actually, watching it back. Never thought of that before, to be honest. So, new Philo, who is out in his zone. So, self-coaching coming on here. But it's a good leap up at 151. And a reminder as well, by the way, if you're only tuning in for the first time today, there is a new total lift as well. Main champion is still crowned the usual way, but the total lift, an additional set of medals to reward consistency, so you get all your marks in. There is a good chance, even from Group C, of finishing in the top three. It's a long shot, but there is much more of a chance of it. So here he comes, 151. Got to get all your marks in, that's the thing. He started well on 140. He's waded in well here at 151 without too much of a problem. The one vote against him was for the body sequence, and I might just say it's probably the only downside of being on your own, or maybe the main one is there's no one to strap you in just to make sure. Now you can elect to have a spotter do it for you or a volunteer. He hasn't, but he's got it anyway.
And if you look at the right side of his body, it's quivering a little on the side where his amputation. Exactly right, Will. And with time, hopefully he will train that he can strap himself in or ask one of the spotter loaders to do it for him. That would assist him on his side with the amputation. Other than that, a perfect lift. Nicely executed.
For Morocco. Yassin El Nkouri got 150 last time, 155 now, progressing really well in his career. That brilliant debut championship in Cairo, which was his international debut too. He had not been in a World Cup prior to it, and he picked up the African Championship bronze medal. Fantastic stuff. He wades in at his first World Championship in Group C, pitching himself between 17th and 24th. A few wobbles on that lift. Problems in just keeping that under control, and the arms were wavering quite a lot, both of them. So both side referees have voted him down on that, and he misses out by 2-1.
And the thing with the press is you can move slowly up, but you have to be in constant motion. Once it appears that you've stopped or the bar is uneven going from right to left, you're going to get a red light. So really great drive off the chest here. I mean, just fantastic. He hits the halfway mark, starts to lose steam, really struggling, and finally locks out.
Khaled El Hamadi of the United Arab Emirates. West Asian Games in 2017, he finished in the 4th spot. His last World Championships, which were also his first World Championships. 2 years ago, he finished 14th in Tbilisi. After that, 6th in Gyumtake in the Asia Oceania Championships. He's been well coached in his career. He's had Tito Kasem, Adel Wesha, Fauzi Abdel Kader El Makri as his coaches.
Yeah, just ran out of steam on the way up. He started to go sideways and then just couldn't get up under it to continue straight up. You can go up sideways as long as you lock out evenly, but he just didn't have the drive underneath to bring it straight up. That was a valiant effort. He should be able to come back and get that on his next attempt. He just has to look at the video quick and know what to do. Here he is on the chest. Straight up, starts to go sideways, and then becomes crooked, and there it is. Nice try.
Ali Shibash of Jordan in his major championship debut. He's 28 years old. He was actually born the 26th of December, is somewhat a significant day in a lot of the world. And this with an extra 10 kilos to come, 170. He's really waded in well here onto the bench. It's just glided on. I think we'd have been all disappointed after that build-up if he'd not got that pressed. He did, not successfully though. So it's only 2-1 against on the press sequence, but then the other one, our centre referee against them on the stop. So 3-0, not in his favour. It's a pity because, well, the way he sailed on stage was almost as if he was going to try for a world record.
So, you know, he has the drive there. His arms are just more or less flailing, and the bar actually is shifting off to the right. He just needs to get up under it and drive it straight up. He also was a little fast on the chest, and that's why he got that for 1. He'll come back and get that, hopefully.
So Lee Seung-gu coming now for Korea, 178 from Busan. Lovely place, just don't get a train there. 3 kilos added on. 4th in the Asian Youth Games himself previously, actually, in 2017. 7th in the Asia Oceania Championships last year. So a part of the world that's seen a tremendous amount of sport. 175 already achieved by Lee. This 178. And that is no lift. It's the soft sequence from 2 of the 3 referees, and you might think the 2 side referees, but not this time. Centre referee and left side referee both voted them down on that.
And that's unfortunate because other than that, it was just a perfect lift. But it was shown by the technical officials not to have stopped long enough and made that discernment. You can see it looks like a touch and go there. It has to be a noticeable stop. It doesn't have to be for a long time, but there has to be a break in motion.
Kazuhito Sato of Japan, 173 in the opening round, going for 181 now. 6th in 2018 in Kitakyushu when he made his major championship debut. 5th then in Gyumtake last year at the follow-up Asia Oceania Championships, and he went to the America's Open Championships in Bogota in 2018, and he finished 6th there as well. He's been a wheelchair marathoner too, and he's with the Hyoko Prefectural Police Club. Last World Championships, he finished in 16th, which was a nice result. So in his first World Championships, he finished 24th. He's not going to finish 24th here. There's 24 in it, and he's way up the field. Well, he's got that push through Sato. He's got the press in, and it's a good lift. 2-1 in his favor. Well, he's really progressing excellently. Sato and Lee are setting the standards that the rest are not able to reach. 181 for Sato Kazuhito here.
Yeah, that was really great. The left referee gave him a press command, and I did notice also a little, you'll see a little tiny bounce there on that left side, and that's what that referee picked up. Other than that, it really was perfect. Only need 2 whites, and he got it.
We go into round 3. And 7 of the 8 have got a mark on the board now, and Yasin El Ankouri is one of those. 150 he got in the opening round, missed 155 last time, so going for 155 here. Well, here he is. And on this occasion, comes in with a good lift. 2 out of 3 lifts in. 2 out of 3 of the referees voting his way on that. 155, that'll be a lifetime best, almost certainly. And for Yasin El Ankouri, he actually climbs up into 4th position for now, which is a nice jump. And he achieves what he set out to.
Straight down, nice stop on the chest, straight up, and locks it out. Really nicely done. And look at that smile, he knows it. Great job.
Mudu Gamo, who got 150 last time out. Took 2 attempts at it. So they didn't compete at the African Championships, Gambia. But thankfully, the funding's been sorted for this. He was at the Commonwealth Games in Birmingham. He finished 7th in that. It's a nice finish as well.
His setup is so methodical. He sits, he thinks, he speaks to himself, he lays back, collects himself, gets his air, puts his hands where they need to be. Just really well thought out, methodical, exactly what he wants to be, where he wants to be.
Yasin El Ankouri has already hit 155, so if Gamo reaches this, he goes into 5th position. And that is a good lift. 3 white lights for Mudu Gamo. And that puts him level with Yasin El Ankouri. He goes into 5th place. Got through that well, job done. 2 of his 3 lifts were good. Not to be encouraged by for Mudu Kamo.
And here he comes, straight down. Nice press straight off. Locked out. That's just perfect. Really nicely done.
And just before we come back to Georgi Kiryakov, always with Mudu Kamo, always chatting to his coach Haji Jamo a lot, because like me, for most of the year he's a football commentator, but he was saying how he's really enjoyed the updated rules, and as a coach he says he always makes sure to read all of the new rules when they come in every single time. Good coaching that is, always a good idea that. So coming in from Bulgaria now, this is Georgi Kiryakov. So he's going for 156, looking to leap up by a kilo. Which means he overtakes Alan Curry and Modo Gamo if he gets it.
1 minute remaining.
So 156. Yep, 2-1 in his favor. He's done all right. So from the right-hand side, he was whistled up in the press, which is actually the angle that we have. But decently clean. Comes on through. And he now goes into fourth position on 156.
Absolutely, 2 whites is all you need. He did really, really well. I will say off the chest was a little fast, and that might be what that press was. Let's take a look here and see. Tight on the chest, a little fast, and a little uneven on the chest. That might be what the right side saw.
The bar is now loaded. For their third attempt representing
Khaled Al Hamadi of the United Arab Emirates needs to get this because he's at 2 misses on 160. And this is his third and final attempt for the UAE. He was 14th in the last World Championships. So, a successful lift here. He goes into 4th place. He would match Ali Shubash. There's really no point aiming for 161. In this case, just get this mark done, get it out of the way, get a mark. He would be top 20 at worst if he gets this. Also, he'd be top 20 at best. But,
Really hard to do. It can be done and has been done. Hard to do when you've missed your first 2 attempts. He's really got to collect himself. He's got to focus, concentrate, let go of what just happened prior, and just execute here.
One minute remaining.
So 160. Oh, he's just, yeah. Again with the press, he's really massively struggled with it. And he's obviously, he's got the press this time, but that's stopped on the way. That's been whistled back. He wasn't able to complete the press last time, so he's just been a bit too high in that, really. A few kilos below that you start, he probably would have got it, but anyway, doesn't register a mark, unfortunately, will happen, and it's wipe out for him.
What you see is he does a lot of what we call gym lifting, a lot of fast up and down, up and down. So now when he has to slow it down on the chest, he's struggling with it. Just really needs to get in the gym and ensure he's training competition lifts as well, so that he doesn't have this issue on the big stage.
Well, now, do you know something? This is the sort of situation you really want yourself to be in if you're new philo, because he had the very first lift of the day, and now he's one of the last to lift in the final round. He's made massive progress past everyone. He's got up to 161. If he gets this, he'll be the first to get all 3 lifts in, which means he would be leading the total lift. And if Sato is successful as well, then Nufilo and Sato would be leading the total lift for a long time. So he'll be wanting to get this right now. That press, I'm afraid, as Nufilo will tell you, wasn't, I'm afraid. But hey, like I said, he's actually one of the last to lift. He's made great progress in this, and then I'm afraid it went wrong.
Yes, straight down. His prosthetic leg moves, doesn't stop on the chest, comes up crooked. I'll tell you, it just felt heavy for him, but valiant effort, and that gentleman has a brave career here because we can see he's very strong.
Yeah, we're going to see Ali Shubash coming out for Jordan at 170. He missed 170 last time, so Nufilo departing the scene there. So we'll be back to the New Zealand High Commission maybe tomorrow. Or in a few days' time. Maybe he can enjoy Dubai. Maybe he can nip home for a few days. Feels like halfway there. Anyway, Ali Shubash is not as far from home, being from Jordan. And it's 170 that he's attempting. He would actually stay in third place if he gets it. But be that as it may, he'll have got 170.
1 minute remaining.
For a lifetime best. He's got it 2-1 in his favor. Lovely. And with the Jordanian head coach on stage with him, Ali Shubashis Ali Essa, who's on there with him. That, for his major championship debut, is a lovely return for Ali Shubash.
That really was a great change, just slowed it down a little, stopped on the chest, controlled it, controlled on the way up. Really nicely done. Really, really great look at what went wrong and then fixing it quickly. Nice job.
Representing South Korea, Seung-Gu Lee.
Well, flying the flag for South Korea, Lee Seung-gu. North Korea staged quite a few significant championships lately. Last year, the Asia Oceania Championships in Pyeongtaek, which is where the national centre is anyway. A couple of hours south of Seoul, and Incheon. And Incheon is where Asian Para Games were held in 2014. So Lee, 178. No, the stop sequence from everybody. So no joy for Lee, I'm afraid to say this time, and that's 2 misses he's had at it. Got 175 first time, and that's what he finishes with in second place in the group behind Sato, who we'll see next.
Here he comes, just too fast on the chest. Again, has to be a noticeable stop in motion between the down and the up. And so he gets 3 reds. Disappointment for him.
And here is Kazuhito Sato. Two lifts so far. He leads the total lift on 354. If he gets this, he will lead the total lift for at least another hour. He has the top lift going into Group B anyway. But this to add 2 onto it, and to add 183 onto his total lift. 183 for Sato. He's found this one tougher going, won't get it. And he'd cleared 181 well. It's funny the difference 2 kilos can make. He misses out this time. He set a lifetime best at 181, and this to add 2 more onto it. And it's funny, you never notice the difference until you're under it, I guess. But he's given it a good 10. 1 lifetime best today is fine. And nobody got all 3 lifts in there. Most of them got 2. 354 he leads in terms of the total lift, and 181 he leads full stop going into Group B, which will begin in around 15 minutes time.
Great effort. Just off the chest, really looked beautiful on the way down, nice and tight off the chest. Went to push it out, just below the halfway mark, just ran out of steam. Really great effort though. What a group in Group
At the end of Group C, Sato leading the way 181. Lee next for Korea 175, and Ali Shubash third for Jordan on 170. And in terms of the total lift, Sato leading the way 354. Shubash next up, 330 for Jordan, and Georgi Kiryakov in third spot on 306. Yeah, there were a lot of successful lifts actually in that third round. I thought it was a bit strange Newfielder was at the bottom of that, seeing as he was one of the last to lift, but actually that's how it turned out. He had a big leap in that third round and he didn't get it, but a lot of the rest did, which, to be honest, is the opposite of what usually happens. We'll be back with Group B in around 12 minutes time.
Coaches, 5 minutes remaining to the changes to the first attempt. Attention coaches, 1 minute remaining for changes to the first attempt. Attention coaches, 1 minute remaining for changes to the first attempt. Attention coaches, no more changes allowed to the first attempt. The athletes competing in the men's 107 kilogram category. Group
So,
B.
that's Group C, completed Group B. We've got 8 more coming out. And this is where the names continue to get serious. I mean, considering the fact we have major championship medalists in Group C, tells you a lot about the improvement of standards. Nurlan Babajanov of Azerbaijan, Pardeep June of India. Welcome aboard. We'll be going for, I reckon, 190 in the opening round, irrespective of what you may have seen there. Jean Enrique Pereira Rufino.
Representing Malaysia.
That was not of Brazil, because that was clearly Mihasawa. This is Jong Yiki of Malaysia. Our competitor from Brazil is not out on stage yet. Ah, there we go. That's because he's here. Jean Enrique Pereira Rufino for Brazil. And he'll be lifting 190.
Representing the United States of America.
Dala Al-Nakbi of the United Arab Emirates, 205. Bobby Buddy from the United States. He's going very high. He's going to be leaping above his lifetime best for his first attempt, and Par Al-Ali of Iraq. And he's had a brilliant career at this stage already. He'll be going for the heaviest attempt, 215, in this opening round in Group B, the men's 107 kilo final.
So the athletes will head back to finish off their last bit of warm-ups.
Let's take a look and find out who our officials are for the session.
Referees have already done that. And here they come. Ah, and here they are.
And let's meet our officials.
That didn't take long. And they're ready to go. I always reckon they're always in a huddle just backstage, ready to see who'll be picked, and out they race. Jostle into position, and here they come.
The officials for the session are
So our chief referee, centre referee from Egypt, Mahmoud El Shabeni.
Left side referee
from Iran, Hadis Shakui. Right side referee from Yemen is Yasser Musla. And technical controller Noor Zaheda Macha of Malaysia. And technical delegate for the men's competition here at these World Championships is Zita Kiyokos from Hungary. So that's the referees selected for this.
I only got one question, so is that all you got? You go big or stronger, you push harder.
And the old limbering up is underway, well underway.
So is that all you got? You put your best and the rest in, no rest.
So that's 2 rooms away, so just backstage is where they're just sidling in. But that is 2 auditoriums away from here, if you like. Spot the flag time in Dubai. Not that you can too easily at the moment.
Wanted to take a minute and talk a little bit about the rack height. You hear the announcer constantly talking about the rack height. That goes up and down based on the extension of the athlete. What the athlete is looking to do is maintain their shoulders on the bench, not have to lift the bar up and out with their shoulders coming over the bench. And so the rack height is adjusted based on that. And this way the athlete can get a good lift off or lift off on their own and be right where they need to be to start their attempt. So that's what that rack height means.
So Nurlan Babajanov of Azerbaijan. So far east, you start pronouncing the J's again. European Championship bronze medalist in 2018 in Berck-sur-Mer in France. 184 is his first round target. Here was originally looking at 186. Brother Ali Babajanov we see a lot of too, of course. And he himself a regular on the World Cup circuit. He finished 4th himself in the Tbilisi World Cup right at the end of April.
1 minute remaining.
He's going here for 184. So Nurlan Babajanov. Look to be a couple of evenness issues there, and as a result, they've all voted him down in the press sequence, right hand way above the left. So no even press coming through, and Nurlan Babajanov misses his first attempt at 184.
Yeah, a lot of times when that happens, the athlete is not laying completely flat, and so he just or she extends one side higher than the other. Certainly his shoulder blades look like they were flat, so he's just got to go back and take a look at that and figure out where his positioning was wrong, why that happened.
Representing India, John Party.
So for India, Pardeep Jun, his second World Championships, made his debut in Tbilisi, finished 13th there. And then we saw him in Dubai at the Bazaar World Cup in December when he finished in 8th place. So 13th was actually a decent finish. In Tbilisi, lifted 172 there, and then followed up here in Dubai with 178 when he finished 8th. Pardeep June for India. Strain through that a little bit. He's done a fair bit of training already, you can tell. He's done a great lift here. That is a lifetime best by a long way for Pardeep June, 190. He's added 12 onto his lifetime best. You can tell they've really worked him hard in the warm-up area. He's more than warmed up at this stage. He's red hot.
Perfect. Straight down, complete pause on the chest, locked out, straight drive, straight lockout evenly. Just beautiful. That is textbook perfect lift.
90 kilograms, rack height 17. The bar is now loaded. For their first attempt, representing Brazil, Jean-Henrique Pereira Rufico.
So now, having originally looked for a lift of 200, it's 190 instead for a major championship David Hall for Brazil and Jean-Henrique Pereira. No World Cups to his name, so he's waded into the big time. Hence why he has no lifetime best, because that only counts in international competition or in domestic competition with either international participants or referees, and he doesn't have that to his name yet. Actually, you know what? I'm just going through the field of the Veracruz World Cup. Brazil didn't send a team to that. So a good reason why this is his first event. So if he gets this, he'll go into second place behind Pardeep June. But this will be an exquisite way to get his international career going. So it's 190, and it is something that can be a real foundation for him for something quite impressive later on. 190, didn't waste very much time with it. We're going to go with the flags, by the way. So Jean-Henrique Pereira. Red flags all the way through. 3 red flags against him, unfortunately. And he misses out, and he is unsuccessful. And no success with his first international lift.
Yeah, I think he ran into trouble off of his chest and just could not keep it even on the way up. Here we see it. He's on the chest. Good stop. Straight up. He goes back with the bar. Locks out uneven. Nice try. Has a lot of strength. He'll come back and get this.
For their first attempt, representing Polska, Mika Sauwa.
So the European bronze medalist Michał Sauwa, with the national team coach Mariusz Weaver. A really good bronze medal secured in Tbilisi last year from the Start Wrocław club. Bronze in the Manchester World Cup in 2020, which was held, I think it was February 2020, which was, what did you like this? Well timed. Dubai World Cup last year. In December, he finished 6th with a lift of 195. This for 191, so he can go big, definitely. 191 for Salva. He's wasted no time with that either, and that, in contrast, is a really good-looking lift.
Absolutely perfect. Waited when he came out of the rack, straight down, stop on his chest, discernible, no thought that there wasn't a good stop, straight up to the ceiling, locks it out, and waits for the command. That's an absolutely perfect lift. Well done.
Moving on to Malaysia, and it is Jong Yi Ki. He lifted 100 for a very good high finish, 8th spot in the Asia Oceania Championships. 100 he lifted for that. And this is for 200. Not quite sure what the story was in Pyeongtaek, but he definitely lifted 100, and he's definitely going for 200 here. And it's in the same weight division. Something up on the day, perhaps. Because he didn't get a successful lift after that. Southeast Asian champion. Paralympic silver medalist, so this is a lot more like his kind of range.
Taking his time, getting himself collected. He's going to unrack that bar on his own. Nope, he's going to have coach's help.
7th in the last World Championships and 6th in the ones before that. And that is a good lift. Well, he's had such a really prime international career up to this stage. Loads of championship medals and not enough time to tell you about them.
That was amazing. That was just perfect. Really textbook clean. Straight out of the rack, straight down, nice pause on the chest. There he is, and straight up, locked out. Perfect. Nicely done.
It's Abdallah Al-Nakfi who's coming up next, a very familiar filler from the United Arab Emirates. Bronze in the Tbilisi World Cup earlier this year in Georgia, which just feels like an annual venue now, and it will be next year again, as there's another World Cup there next April. So Al-Nakfi going for 205. The serious weights are now beginning to come in. I was champion last December. Beginning to pick up quite a number of major championship medals. The West Asian Games champion he was previously as well, and Al-Nakfi for 205 has got it. That is a good lift for Al-Nakfi. No worries for him. Gliding through, coming in, and successful. Ali Al-Nakfi, excellent.
Really excellent. Nice drive off the chest. One referee gave him, felt that he didn't stop long enough. Everyone else gave him whites. You only need 2. Well done. There he is. Straight up. Lockout. Nice job.
And Bobby Body comes next for the United States. Such a popular figure. A wonderful campaign in St. Louis. In the Americas Championship. The second heaviest attempt. Silver behind the great Jose Castillo in the Veracruz World Cup in June. Lee Hughes, the national team coach there now, who's born in an army hospital. Silver in the Americas Championship last year. It's his second World Championships. He finished 9th in Tbilisi last time out. Really, really popular figure from St. John's in Michigan. Former US Army gentleman, based in Iraq. And he's with us here now. 2:10 for the body that is Bobby to take the lead. So 2:10. He lifted 2:17 for a record. And a brilliant record it was too, for the Legends world record in Veracruz in June, and that'll be in his head definitely. 2:10, he's got it. Fabulous from Bobby Body for the United States.
That was just a really great attempt. Straight down, nice and tight on his chest, straight up. Nice and tight, straight up. Lock, ready to lock out. Nice job, Bobby. Great job.
And we go on to the last man we're going to see in Group B. And what a man. We are seeing some considerable athletes now, even if we're in Group B. It is Tahir Al-Ali of Iraq. His first visit here since December, when he finished 4th in the Dubai World Cup. On the scene for so long. West Asian Games champion, Asian Games bronze, Paralympics bronze twice, World Championship bronze in 2014, the European Open gold in 2013, bronze in the African Open Championship at the end of last year. The man from Mosul is still at the peak of his powers, and yet here he is in Group B, which shows you the absolute standard. So Tahir Al-Ali going for 2-on-5. You would not expect any problems at this stage. And here are some problems. Stop sequence, 2-1 against.
Just too fast on the chest. I think maybe he was really excited and pumped up to get out here and go, but you still have to be technically accurate. And so he came down, controlled, just too fast on the chest, and straight back up. Easily repaired. He can fix that. He's got the experience to do it. Quick off the chest and straight up. And we see he's got the power. He'll get it next time.
The bar is now loaded. For their second attempt representing Azerbaijan,
So we go into the second round then in Group B. Nurlan Babajanov of Azerbaijan missed 184 last time, and he's going for the same figure now.
Really spending a couple of minutes collecting himself, getting his mind set, doing his breathing. Really wants to be prepared to come in and attack this and do it tactically and technically correct.
Well, slipped up last time, the European Championship bronze medalist. This for 184 is actually quite something when you consider that he's pitching himself in as the 16th heaviest in the competition, certainly in terms of the first round attempts. And while he's struggling a little bit at the moment, that's another miss on the press sequence. And but he's a European Championship bronze medalist, and he pitches himself in that low. Just says a lot about the standard overall in this.
And what a shame, because that was a perfect lift, and just after the halfway point on the way up, the bar did not remain even. He went up one side before the other. And so right there is where he got those red lights. And what a shame after all that hard work. He really needs to focus on the way up and just keep those arms straight, straight. Here he goes, one side before the other. He's got to lock out even. And he's disappointed.
John Pereira of Brazil coming here for 190 and again seeking that lifetime best. Babajanov without a mark yet so far, which is a problem.
Getting his wrist wraps nice and tight so he has that support on his wrists so they don't flex back when he takes the bar out, and he's trying to control the bar. And let's hope he can make this work for himself.
Well, it's 190 again, and he'll have had his considerations about what went wrong last time. Pretty certain about that. So 190, he missed out with his debut lift. He'll have hoped to have sold that chest sequence well. And he did. Good lift. He's done well. And he has righted his earlier wrongs. John Pereira on the mark for the first time in a major championship. And he lifts 190.
Much, much better. Really stayed controlled, brought it down, held it on the chest, drove straight up, kept the bar even. Nicely done. Nice work to fix those technical errors and come out with 3 white lights. Great work. Here we see it straight up. Locked out. Nicely done.
So on we go, and this is Pardeep June of India going for 195, so a leap of 5. We're seeing one leap of 10 in this second round, and the rest are being a little bit more conservative about what they can do. .195 with a 13th spot finish in his last World Championships and a lifetime best in round 1 here of 190. This to add 5 on.
So the referee is indicating that his hands are not where they need to be placed on the bar. And should he give the start command, that would be a no lift. And so he's telling the coach, fix the wrist wraps, put the hand where they need to be. With the wrist wraps, you cannot be up on the palm. If they're too high up, that could actually cut off your circulation. And so he's indicated, fix the wrist wrap. There he is. Now he should be where he needs to be.
So Paddy June, oh dear, no. Well, 195 was just a bit too heavy for him in the end.
No.
And he didn't finish that lift at all, Paddy June. I'll say one thing, by the way, there from Ahmed El Shabeni. That was very magnanimous of him, because there will be referees out there who would say nothing and then just vote down, and you'd have, I suppose the coach could very quickly ask afterwards, what do you think was the story there, and they might say, but may not.
And the thing is, the athlete held the bar out for a good couple of seconds, and that probably fatigued him on top of distraction. He should know better, though, where to put his wrist wraps, and the coach needs to be looking after that as well. He'll come back and get it next time, have those things sorted out.
Michał Sawa now for Poland, the European bronze medalist in Tbilisi last year. From start Wrocław, mighty Mariusz Awiwa out with him again. This for 197. $186 he went up to in claiming that bronze medal last year. Anton Kryakov, the European champion for Ukraine, 230. Stefan Roska, Moldova, 187. That was a great result for him. So Sawa coming up here at 197. It's big territory for him. He's doing really well right now. 3 white lights for the pole. He goes into 4th position. And Sawa adding 6 on. That's impressive.
Absolutely perfect. Straight down. Nice pause on the chest. Straight up. Drive, no problems, no questions. And then could wait forever until he hears rack. Nicely done. That's a perfect lift.
Representing Malaysia, Yi
Jong Yi-ki for Malaysia, the Paralympic silver medalist in Tokyo, 6th as best World Championships results in Mexico City in 2017. For Commonwealth Games silver in Gold Coast, bronze before that in Glasgow 2018, 2014 respectively. Asian Games bronze in 2014, 2 Southeast Asian Games golds in 2015, 2017. He's not been in the 2 Southeast Asian Games since, and he couldn't be due to a clash of events recently. Based in Kuala Lumpur, Camille Adam has been his coach for quite a while. He's from the Sarawak club. And obviously things went really badly wrong. And just from memory, only had that one lift in Pyeongtaek and then retired from the competition early because it was half the weight of what he would usually go for. And that was obviously just to get a finish, which maybe help with regards ranking, regards funding. He is competing here. 210 is a leap of 10, the biggest that we've seen in this group. He's waded in really impressively. Here is Jong, and he's got his 210 as well. It's a good lift. It's 3 white lights for Jong Yi-ki. And he now suddenly sidles up into second position, joining Bobby Body on 210. Body was there first, Jong second. He goes into the silver medal position.
Absolutely perfect lift. Sometimes an athlete will start much lower and then make that bigger jump. Not usually recommended, but every athlete is different. Brings it straight down. Completely motionless on the chest, even, straight up, locked out, no problem whatsoever. Nicely done.
Abdal Al Nakbi of the United Arab Emirates going here for 210. Reigning I was champion from the end of last year, 4th in the Asia Oceania Championships in Pyeongtaek last year, so just edged out of the medals. It's his first World Championships though since 2014, when he finished 7th across town in Dubai. He's been West Asian Games champion, then that gold medal in Portugal in December. Al Nakbi 210, and again this to join Bobby Body and Jong Yi-ki. Already achieved this mark. So he's got it raised. No lift though, and it was only one against him on the press, so obviously the other two felt the fluidity was there, but a center referee also voted against him for the stop sequence, so he misses out 2-1.
Yeah, he was pretty fast off the chest. He was also uneven on his way up. See, quick off the chest, and then you see the bar slides to the right, uneven, and then he is able to press it up though. So that shows that he can come back and get that next attempt.
Tahir El Ali, 215 for Iraq. Tahir El Ali, 215. He's still the reigning West Asian Games champion from 4 years ago. Bronze in the Africa Open Championships in October. He's been winner at the one-off Arab Championship in 2007, Asia Oceania Gold in 2009, and 2 Paralympic bronzes. Athens in 2004, Beijing 2008. World bronze as well last time we were in Dubai. 9 years ago. European Open gold, bronze in the last Asian Games in Jakarta.
Really taking his time to get himself prepared. He needs to get this lift in.
And he is in the Legends category as well, by the way. Him and Bobby Body both. It's for 215. Tahir El Ali. He's got it. 2-1 in his favour. Tahir El Ali, 2-5. He's done very, very well. Just a 1 vote against. He's been impressive there.
That lift looked good. It was pretty quick on the chest, but 2 referees thought he went well. stop, and straight up, lock out, rack. He gets 2 whites, and that's all he needs. Nicely done.
So Bobby Body, last to go in this second round. A lot of American support for him. 215 is Legends World Record set in Veracruz as 217. This is some contest in the Legends. And it's only him and Tyrell Ali who are in it. And obviously they've got to make particular marks, which I'll tell you what they've done. So 215 to match El Ali would put him into second place. Keep him in second place, he's there as it is.
Really taking a minute to compose himself. Really nice work.
So Bobby Body at 215. This is knocking up around lifetime best territory, only a few kilos down. That is no lift. It's 2-1 against in the press sequence. It's the two-side referees there. So, no success that time. He was nodding away. He was certain he'd got it. He got the lift up. He got the press up. But it was from the side view that they didn't like it.
Yeah, so similar to yesterday, when the bar rolls like that, the bar is then shifting, and that's going to be the press sequence issue. He can come back and get that, though. He definitely has the power, just needs to stay in control of it.
So we go into the third round, and it is Nurlan Babajanov. Third and last attempt at 184. Third and last attempt. So this is the one that has to be nailed for Babajanov. Seventh in the Paralympic Games in Tokyo. I think everybody at this stage is looking forward to a full arena, or a packed arena in Paris. We've seen the appetite for a competition like this at Games time, Commonwealth Games last year. I always remember Jose Castillo saying in his home city of Guadalajara when he won gold in that from Mexico. Humongous crowds that followed him down the street afterwards. Babajanov is unable to follow him along the line of success. He has missed 186, and it is a wipeout. He doesn't register a mark. That is so aggravating for him. Well, you look at a man who's had so many high global finishes, and here he doesn't make it this time. Oh well.
Disappointment. Straight down. Just doesn't stop long enough on the chest. Bar goes back towards the rack. That shows not control. All three referees are going to give you a red. So disappointing for him. He really is strong. He can come back and get that with ease next tournament.
Jean Pereira of Brazil got 190 in his second attempt and going for 196 here. And this will send him up into 6th position. He joined Pardeep June in 190. Pardeep June got there first. This to overtake. A reminder, by the way, if you're watching this on YouTube, under the Paralympic Games channel, or on World Powerlifting on Facebook, there will be a separate broadcast for the A group. That'll begin in about 20 minutes time. So watch out for that. If you are watching on TV, then obviously don't change channel at all. Go nowhere.
I just love the setup with this gentleman. He's really calm, takes his time, really prepared to execute. Really nice job.
So 196, Sean Henrique Pereira Rufino for Brazil. That's a real struggle on the way up, and that went up by degrees. And also the chest sequence was a bit wobbly. So all 3 have voted against him on that press sequence and 2 on the chest sequence. So that was not going to work, I'm afraid.
He actually stopped on the way up. Once you stop, that's going to be automatically 3 reds. He looks so prepared. He just didn't have the energy or the power today. Strong fellow, though. Really strong.
Followers, please look hard to 201 kilograms. Round height 14.
Straight down, holds it, tentative on the chest, straight up, and then starts to go sideways, just doesn't have the strength.
The bar is now loaded. For their third attempt, representing India, June Pardeep.
So Pardeep June of India, he's keeping on his path. This is quite a leap, having missed in the second round on 195. He's going for 201, and if he gets this, he goes into 5th position with all of Group A still to come. So he's really putting himself into the mire here. He was really struggling on that from the first moment. Doesn't complete the lift at all. So 190 is what he ends up with, but he stayed on his path. Didn't get 195, does not get 201. Pardeep June currently in 6th place. At worst it will be 14th though. Pardeep June having finished in 13th place at the last World Championships.
And this is what we see with some of our heavier weight lifters. But as we mentioned yesterday with the women, by the time they get to the 3rd events, they're fatigued. The 3rd lifts, they're fatigued. They've just run out of gas. So they really have to dig deep. Those that get the attempts, it is remarkable.
Michał Sauer of Poland. He's looking to break through the 200 kilo barrier himself, going at 2:01. So as you were, he'd end up in the same position. Seeking 201. That's taken a massive amount out of Michał Sava for Poland. And 2:01, it is the press sequence. 2-1 against from the two side referees. He finishes in 197, that is 5th spot. He would have been 5th anyway with that lift, but with a little bit of pride. Additional pride. He's got a lot to be delighted with though. He got his first 2 in.
That was amazing. He really dug deep to get that straight up. You could see he was struggling, but he kept pushing. The bar also ended up uneven. It was fast on the chest, but he worked hard to try and get that up. He has nothing to feel badly about. Nice work today.
The return of Al Nakbi. .210 the target for Al Nakbi of the United Arab Emirates. 4th in the Asia Oceania Championships last year. He's had a varied career, reasonably long career at this stage. His 10th year as an international powerlifter. We haven't seen him in all the championships though. Let's see if he can get that polish through at 210. Al Nakbi missed it last time. Al Nakbi gets it this time. 210. He joins Chong, he joins Buddy. He didn't dare go any higher. Al Nakbi, brilliant.
That was fantastic. Just textbook perfect. Straight out of the bar, brings it down, holds, straight up he drives, waits and locks it out. That was perfect. That was absolutely perfect. Well done.
For his 3rd attempt, representing the United States of America, Bobby the Body.
Bobby Buddy is on the way. And if there is anybody more aptly named this week, I've yet to see them. So this is about 2:15. Now remember, his Legends world record is 2:17. He's elected not to have a pop at that. He would join Tara Al-Ali on 2:15, which means Al-Ali wins the gold in the Legends competition. Body with the silver. And the total lift, well, it comes down to a lot. They all love you too. Even more so if you get this though.
In the winter, Bobby trains in his garage. He's got just a heater, so when you watch him train, you see all the perspiration coming off. He lives in freezing cold Michigan.
1 minute remaining.
So, 2:15. He's giving it a whirl, and he's trying to make sure that he hasn't been rolling that one through this time, as he was caught out last time with it 2-1 against. Bobby Body tentatively waiting. We will go to the flags. Reds all the way for the red, white and blue. Bobby Body denied. Bobby Body finishes on 2:15, but at least he still has his Legends world record for 2 minutes at least.
Yeah, he was fast on the chest. He got 1 yellow for that, and he had some issues with the press going up there. He comes down pretty fast on the chest, straight up, just not as even as needed to be. You see the right side is higher than the left. That could also be a little bit of his body position, perhaps widening the legs a little bit, making sure the shoulders are even so that at the end it's even when it comes out. Nice try, Bobby. You'll come back and get that.
Tyra Lally is now looking to break the Legends World Record of Bobby Body. And not only that, at 220, wade very deep into Group A. There's only 5 men right now, not even that, 4 men in the opening round of Group A who are looking to lift heavier than this. 220, Thara Lally looking for the Legends World Record for Iraq. And he has time.
Taking his time to get prepared. Coach is giving him some last-minute cues and tips, making sure he's ready to go.
For the new Legends World Record. Big one at 220 for Tara Lally. The Legends World Record is his. And he has a big lead here. 220 he's gone to. And not only that, 435 in terms of the total lift. And he leads the total lift by a long way. And there's a real curiosity here in that in groups B and C, nobody has got all 3 lifts in. Incredible.
Straight down, nice and tight on the chest. Drive straight up, even bar. Nicely done. Body stays still on the bench. Couldn't have asked for better. Nice job.
One more lift to go in this group, and it is Jong of Malaysia going for 221, and this really is more like his territory. Southeast Asians gold, African Opens bronze, Asian Games bronze, Commonwealth Games silver, Paralympic silver. World Championships a different story. 6th is best. Now if he gets this, again there's only 4 who are lifting higher than this in the opening round of Group A. He started at 200, which probably the right place to go. There must have been injury issues or coming back. Some recuperation from one when he went into Pyeongtaek last year in the Asia Oceania Championships.
1 minute remaining.
Well, Jong, 221. Can he make hay here? He's got the lift in. Jong Yi Ki. And that is a good lift. 221. And he now becomes the first man out of the 16 that we've seen to get all 3 lifts in this competition, and his lead is a massive one in terms of the best lift. He leads by 4 shy of 200.
Beautifully executed, tight on the chest, straight up, arms even, locked out, back in the rock. Nicely done. He really deserved that. That was great. That's a textbook perfect lift.
Jong leads 2-2-1. Tara Ali wins the Legends Gold with 220, wins the Legends total lift. Bobby Buddy in those silver medal positions behind him. In the Legends competition, he is third overall, Al Nakbi fourth, and Jong by a massive amount leads the total lift. A month after, same spelling, different pronunciation, another Jong claimed gold. Two of them in the World Championships in Para Athletics. Back in 7 minutes with Group A.